Over the past 24 hours, the following developments have taken place in the theater of operations. In the Kharkiv direction, near the village of Batyamnik, an artillery strike impacted a unit of the so-called Kraken Nazi battalion. Up to 100 personnel and 10 units of military equipment were destroyed. In the Luhansk area, the Allied forces continue to grind through the enemy's defenses. During the fighting for the Lysychansk oil refinery, Ukrainian troops suffered heavy losses. For example, out of the 350 soldiers of the 108th Battalion, only 30 survived. Some of them were captured. As a result, the Lysychansk oil refinery came under the control of the Luhansk People's Republic. In addition to the Verkhny-Kamensky direction, the troops continued the offensive towards the Belogorivka for the complete physical closure of the ring of the Lysychansk grouping of the armed forces of Ukraine. Belogorivka is located 7 kilometers from the Lysychansk oil refinery. Russian troops, after yesterday's successful crossing of the Seversky Donets River and securing a site near Privali, began an assault on that settlement. As a result, the Ukrainian group was driven out of Privaliat. The UAF, realizing that the RF troops would soon reach Belogorivka, began to quickly retreat to Seversk through the only remaining venue of Lysychansk, Belogorivka, Seversk. This kind of basic fortified defense positions are all over in the woods, both in the outskirts of Svyatogorsk, Shchurovo, Krasny Liman, and now in the direction of the settlement of Privaliat where fighting is going on. In the battles in the southern part of Lysychansk, Russian troops broke through from the western side of the city and took control of the village of Stikhany adjacent to the strategic oil refinery. The troops continued the offensive towards the eastern part of the city with the aim of cutting off the entire southern Ukrainian force that has been trying to hold the Lysychansk industrial zone and village of Belyagora. It appears that the Ukrainian command has conceptually surrendered the city. Currently, up to 500 Ukrainian servicemen have been withdrawn to the new line of defense of Artyomovsk-Seversk, which the Ukrainians had started to improve over 2 months prior. In the Donetsk area, fighting is underway on the outskirts of Artyomovsk. Despite significant losses, the Ukrainian troops hold against the onslaught of the Wagner force in the Pokrovsky area. Fresh Ukrainian reinforcements are continuously arriving there. The Ukrainian command realizes the potential of serious complications in the defense of the city of Artyomovsk if the opponent takes the commanding heights outside Pokrovsky. In the Odessa region on the island of Kubinsky, a unit of the French-supplied Caesar self-propelled artillery systems was impacted. At the moment, out of the 14 Caesars, only 8 remain operational. In the village of Avangard of the Ovidiopol district, a Ukrainian military unit was struck. In the Zaporozhye region, on the bridge across the Yanchekrik River, a prisoner of war exchange took place. Among the exchanged personnel there were militants from the Azov Nazi regiment. They were exchanged for Russian, LPR and DPR servicemen, including several pilots.